Bonjour, Waabishkigaabo, Indigo, Dotem, Waabishkigaabo. Hello, my name is Standing White Bear. I come from the Lynx clan, and I'm from Waabishkigaabo Nation. And my English name is Will Landon. Telling my story across Canada and particularly within Treaty 3 on my journey through addiction, post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression. And through that lived experience, I also provide guidance to different institutions or organizations that need that lived experience, because I started public speaking when I was 12 years old. And my priority at that time was focusing on bridging the relationship gap between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people. I would say when I got elected to the Treaty 3 Youth Council, the Ontario First Nations Youth Council, and the AFN Youth Council, about 2016 is when I really started to push mental health and really coming out with my own story and my own journey. Sort of a calling for me to want to help others and make the world just a little bit better with more supports and more programs that provide prevention, especially for young Indigenous people. I've always been a person who wanted to help. So the most recent initiative I've been involved with was with Thunderbird Partnership Foundation. What it really was about was rebuilding connections within communities. So we focused on 4 connections: connections to self, connections to land, connections to community, and connections to spirit. Because as we found that when we're promoting life, we noticed that those were 4 key kind of concepts in how an individual would want to choose life. Like for me with post-traumatic stress, it's always associated with veterans or for people who survive horrible incidences. But for me, it was kind of like 1,000 cuts of trauma over time and different incidences that left me with, pervasive memories, nightmares, things like that. On the outside, maybe a lot of us who are living with mental illness are functioning and well adjusted, but maybe deep down we're struggling, behind closed doors. It's not always going to look the same, but neither is the healing. It's always going to be a mix and match of trying to find what's going to help somebody get through what it is that they're going through. I would like to really see a recognition of the spiritual ways of our people, and I can only speak to First Nations people, as a core component to healing, so that they get more resources so that other individuals can access the culture and the spirituality, that the culture as core to healing becomes more understood as foundational and important, and that it gets the resources and the support that it needs. So to me, a champion of mental health has 4 key components: conviction, endurance, compassion, and kindness. So I try to put all that into the work that I do to be a champion, and to recognize too that we as champions, we don't walk alone. We've had teachers, we've had supports in our dark times. We've worked with so many others. Like I'm so privileged to have worked with and walked among who I would call giants, amazing and great people that do the work as well. So just those types of things to recognize, and I think that's what makes a great champion of mental health.